What are your day-to-day tasks?
It kind of changes from day to day. We get assigned to different stations and we each teach that station a little bit. For example, last week I worked on filters, which is kind of taking different sediments along the sound and putting them into a filter and see how the acidity level of the water can change. So that was an interesting task.
We also took samples from the Long Island Sound and isolated some pieces of microplastic and taught kids about them, where it comes from, how to identify it, and what they can do to help.
And one of my favorites that we did last week was seining, which is basically you go into the sound in these massive trousers with built-in rain boots. You take nets and you're digging underground and you're finding fish, crabs, hermit crabs, just like a lot of cool aquatic animals. That is really fun and a lot of kids enjoy that. So
we also did canoeing, which we only do on sunny days, but we were incorporating like the native wildlife into the canoeing, and we were pulling up some jellies and some mussels that we found, and we were teaching them about those too.
Yeah, last week I worked at a really cool station with horseshoe crabs. We basically got a bunch of horseshoe crabs from the tank and we're teaching the kids about like the anatomy of the horseshoe crab and kind of how long they've been on Earth. And then we did this like horseshoe crab blood simulation where we kind of experimented with how horseshoe crab blood can be used in like medical applications. So that was a very fun activity.
What skills do you bring to this internship?
I'm really good at facilitating a lot of kids at once, so bringing that skill to the job is definitely important, and I've gotten the hang of it, so yeah.
I think a lot of us also chose this internship just because we have like a really strong interest in science. So we kind of come in with a lot of that knowledge and like the ability to communicate really like, complicated ideas to children.
I came into this internship knowing a lot about animal care and handling because of my other job. So I feel like I had kind of a leg up with like knowing about the specific native animals here and taking care of them and knowing how to hold them properly, stuff like that.
Yeah, I also think leadership is a big skill that we've come in with because we have to kind of demonstrate and be a role model to the younger kids that we're teaching. So that's definitely an important skill to have.
How has New Canaan High School prepared you for this internship?
So I took AP Environmental Science, and I think my teacher was really helpful in communicating difficult topics, again, in simpler ways. And so I'm able to use that knowledge and use it like to help kids with it. And I think like the teachers and just like the support and staff has really been like nice. So.
I feel like a lot of the APES curriculum and some of the bio curriculum covers a lot of what we are actually teaching the kids right now, especially relating to sound stuff. We've been talking a lot about like algal blooms, which are a big topic in APES as well.
What was the most challenging part of your internship?
Honestly, I think it's just trying to get the kids all engaged at once. Because when you're on field trips, you want to let loose and have fun. And obviously, I completely agree with having fun, but I think it's also important to be able to pay attention and have some discipline involved when guiding these activities, because it is educational. And so I think getting the kids engaged, I think for certain stations especially, was hard.
Has this aligned with your initial expectations?
I think it exceeded my expectations. Going into this, I was really excited because I knew this was a hands-on internship that I'd be outside a lot. But I really like the diversity in which we're like learning and educating things. So it's not just one thing. We have a multitude of activities and stations that we're able to facilitate and teach and also learn about. That things coming to this, I never thought I'd learn about how horseshoe crab blood can actually treat humans when it comes to antibiotics. But I do now, and I think that's really cool.
What was the most memorable moment?
My most memorable moment was probably when somebody dropped this really big fish. It's called an oyster toadfish, and it's like really large and slippery, and it like slipped out of someone's hands.
Was it flop?
But yeah, it flopped on the table. But the fish was okay.
Was it heroin?